Hello, I'm Michael Spicer, and I think food culture is a bit bonkers. Eating is an integral part of life. It's like breathing or sleeping or watching reruns of Columbo on a Sunday afternoon. If I didn't do it, I'd die. So it makes sense that food plays a pretty big role in our lives. That means in order to survive, most of us have to be fairly capable chefs. But here's where things become complicated, because there is clearly a spectrum of culinary expertise. At one end, there's the guy who thinks that Gas Mark 6 is an indie band. In the middle, there's me making passable spaghetti bolognese on a Wednesday night. And at the other end, you've got the Michelin-starred chefs like Heston Blumenthal and Gordon Ramsay, and also all the fictional ones too that for some reason get a lot of praise, like the one from The Bear. And now these really, really good chefs are dominating our food culture. They're on our TVs, they're on our bookshelves, they're on our Instagram feeds, and their books are always really aggressive, like, eat! Eat now! Eat in 15! Eat in 30! Just eat! So that fine dining aspect has infiltrated the rest of our food culture, and as a result, that level of cooking has become the norm, the looming standard to which we all aspire. And I think this explosion of unattainable culinary expectations can be traced back to one particular egregious group of people: foodies. First of all, let me be clear, I'm not attacking good food. I'll happily wolf down a broth or a consommé, even though I know it's just overpriced soup. I'm not saying we should go back to peasant times and forage and hunt like savages or contestants on a Bear Grylls programme, but we also shouldn't expect every soup to be a consommé and every pie to be a deconstructed tartlet. Waiter. Yes, sir. I asked for a pie, and this looks like it's been dropped on the floor. Clearly you're unaccustomed to the method of deconstructing a pie. Deconstruct it? It's not a Yorgos Lanthimos film, it's a pie. No, sir. Our deconstructed pies have been prepared in such a way as to enhance the enjoyment of the meal through the separation of its component parts. Did you drop this pie? Yes, I did. Yes, sorry about that. Sorry, I'll take that for you. So you want a pie that looks like a pie? Like a pie, yes, of course. I didn't go to any cooking classes. I barely learnt cooking in school. All I can really remember from home economics is making a winter salad, which is essentially just putting fruit in a box. All my cookery skills are self-taught. So if I make eggs Benedict, then yes, I might buy sauce from a jar, instead of knowing the chemical processes that go into making a hollandaise sauce. But even if I did make hollandaise from scratch using eggs that I laid myself, it still wouldn't be enough. Because even if it's authentic and delicious, it also needs to be Instagrammable now. Why does everything have to look pristine? Especially now that we know food photography is a lie. By the time a chef has used a glass pipette to meticulously arrange drops of sauce in an aesthetically pleasing pattern around the plate, or chopping board or slab of stone or whatever it is that constitutes a plate these days, the food, the thing I'm actually supposed to eat and enjoy, is inevitably cold and unappetizing. Waiter. Yes, sir. My chips are cold. Your chips? Oh, you mean your tower of olive oil braised confit potato tubes? Yes, my chips. Oh, they're meant to be cold, sir. What? It's a commentary on the ephemerality of constructed things. When you take a tube out of the tower collapses, much like our buildings and cities rise and fall. The meal has grown cold like your body will grow cold. Warmth is fleeting, transient. Sorry, did you just leave it on the counter for too long because you were busy? Yes, I did, yes. Okay. Could you put it in the microwave, please? Yes, of course. How long for? Oh, just until the transient ephemerality has dissipated. Thank you very much. So who can we blame for this catastrophic state of things? Well, if it is indeed the product of Michelin-starred chefs presenting everything and being on our social media, then it is partly the rise of the celebrity chef that is to blame. But only a very specific kind of celebrity chef. Remember, celebrity chefs started in the 50s. Like when Fanny Craddock arrived, she taught us how to make casseroles and Sunday roasts. But now we have Heston Blumenthal, who isn't concerned with casseroles. He's more interested in making a perfect turtle foam. It's not just these needlessly inventive concoctions, it's also the drama of it all. Like, we're not meant to solely eat food anymore. We're supposed to take a picture of it and present it to strangers on the internet. And that's because of chefs, and chefs aren't chefs anymore. Well, they are, but they're also performers. Some of these chefs have been celebrities for so long, I think they've forgotten that they're actually chefs. Keith Flynn, you've been a judge on the cookery competition Master Cook for 15 years now. I have, it's amazing. How have you managed being a judge and being a chef? Oh, it's just been a perfect balance of presenting TV and chefing. So you've not lost any of your skills? No, not a bit of it. I'm still very, very active in the oven room. The room with the oven in it. Begins with a K. What's it called? Kitchen. Kitchen, that's it. So could you tell us the last thing that you made in your kitchen? Sure, yeah. I made an Italian meal. What sort of Italian meal? Pasta meal? Yes, what sort of pasta meal? Meat pasta meal? Meat pasta meal. Yep, it's delicious. It was chef's kiss, because I'm a chef. What kind of meat pasta meal was it? Venice bagnata. Sorry, Venice bagnata. Yeah, Venice bagnata. What's that? Just an Italian meal. Yes, what goes into it? Meat and pasta. Have you forgotten how to cook? Alright, look, I don't care about cooking, alright? I care about judging. I love judging. I love being condescending and telling people that they suck. It's great. But you're in no position to judge now because you don't know how to cook anymore. Well, you've never tasted my Venice bagnata. That's Italian for wet paint. I knew I'd seen it somewhere before. Are you just wearing a white shirt back to front? No more questions now, I'm sorry. I've got to get back to my oven room. Kitchen. That's it. Most of my life, I've been told that the chefs who dominate my screen are culinary geniuses. But a lot of the time, I don't actually see them cook anything. Most of the time, all I'm watching is them judging other people. There are other alternatives, of course. We can look at different avenues on the internet, such as the food blogger. People who give us a very sort of swift novelisation of events from their lives before they move on to telling us about French onion soup. I think I'll have some French onion soup tonight. Let's see if we can find a recipe. MamaBearsKitchen.net. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Here's one. French onion soup. The last time I visited the Falkland Islands was on peat cutting day. That's a national holiday where Falkland Islanders go out to cut cubes of surface oil peat to use as fuel for heating their homes. I just want to make some soup. No one shed as many tears as I did when Hong Kong was handed over to China in 1997, and my mind often turns to that fateful day when I'm chopping onions for my French onion soup. Yes, finally. Oh, it's midnight. Oh, I'll just have some toast. Our concept of food and food preparation is now so inextricably linked to the entertainment business that it's almost like we feel we have to do the same thing at home. Although, of course, what these celebrity chefs don't tell you is that you need a myriad of tools to make the perfect cottage pie. Tools that you absolutely don't have, like meat thermometers, blow torches, spiralizers, salad spinners, ice cream makers, air fryers, slow cookers, pressure cookers, rice cookers, an Arga, NutriBullets, bread makers, carbonators, pizza ovens, grape scissors. That's enough. When I was a child, my parents just had a cooker, saucepans, and a peeler. Oh, and a microwave, which back in the 80s was a symbol of middle-class pretension. The microwave was supposed to revolutionise cooking. Back in the 80s, there were magazines devoted solely to how you could get the best out of your microwave. Back then, we were promised you could do an entire Sunday roast in a microwave in under 7 minutes with crispy chicken. But it was a lie, because that was Thatcher's Britain, and everyone lied. The chicken was never crispy, it was radioactive rubber. Then, of course, there's the obsession with locally sourced ingredients. What is this obsession with locally sourced meat? It's still killed. Does it really matter that it's killed up the road? Foodies and general sort of social media celebrity chefs are extremely pretentious about their meat and the story of the animal they are about to eat. Grab some mince for me. What's taking you so long? Just grab some mince. I'm just checking the backstory. The backstory? Yeah, of the cow that made the mince. All packets of mince have backstories now. Oh, this one enjoyed listening to ABBA. Why do we need the backstories of the cow? Who cares? Don't be so heartless. You've got to know what kind of mince you're choosing here. You've got to know if the farmer, treated them well or if they suffered. It's mince. They're all dead. Oh, this one was a Virgo and he enjoyed riding up front in the passenger seat with the farmer. This just makes it worse. Stop it. Oh, no, this one's a bit of a grump, apparently. Always complaining about the quality of the grass. One time he butted the farmer headfirst into a cow pat and did a little moo laugh. Please, enough! This is just too weird. Well, I don't know. You choose. I choose the vegan mince. Vegan mince? That doesn't taste of anything. No, but at least it never moo laughed. Look, food is important. Meal times are milestones around which our day is structured. Although we don't sit round a dining table and eat as a family anymore. That's over. Throughout history, food has shaped cultures. It's shaped the way we socialised. It's shaped the way we look. It's certainly shaped the way I look because I eat a lot of dairy milk. But it doesn't need to be art. When I was bringing up young children, I was so tired, I just ate what they dropped on the floor and then I passed out on the couch. And those were the most satisfying meals I've ever had. I've had nicer meals, I'll be honest. I like to make food and I like to eat food as much as the next man, but I don't feel the need to be moved to tears by a chicken casserole. And just so you know, a pile of chips on a plate is just as nice as chips that have been crisscrossed like a Jenga puzzle at a fine dining restaurant. Alright? I hate it when they do that. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.